What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon edition of Software Explorations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. We're slightly pivoting a little bit today away from our regular Terraform stuff. So pretty much I have a project that I'm going to be working on for using like integrating AWS secrets, implementing AWS Secret Manager. So I wanted to do some investigation on that to get some more information, see if I can get it to work on my own, right? So using my own project to see how that goes. So we are going to be trying that out and see what we can do with it. So pretty much I want to see if I can store a password in AWS Secret Manager and then maybe get it into import it into a Python project. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to investigate. So that is the plan for today. But even so, eventually then we're going to be able to take that and we are going to want to set up the AWS Secrets Manager through Terraform, right? We're not going to want to do it manually. We're going to want to do it through Terraform. So Terraform still plays a part in this whole thing. But we're not going to be focused on Terraform today because we want to investigate using the AWS Secrets Manager. So that is the plan for today, right? But before we do any of that, let's get into our agenda for today. And by the way, I have a new I reset up the mic a different way. So let me know how it sounds. If it sounds good, if it sounds better the other way. I don't know. Let me know. I'm always trying out new things, always trying to upgrade, always trying to give better quality. So let me know what you think about the sound, if it's good, if it's not good, and we can go from there. All right. So let's get into our agenda. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So like I said, today we are looking at the AWS Secrets Manager. But before we do anything else, I want to say first, check out the Patreon. Tomorrow morning, new video is being released, talking about what I promised the other day. It's going to be about what type of questions you should ask in interviews, right? So to touch on that a little bit, when you're in an interview, right, and they ask you like, "Do you have any questions for us?" That is the moment where it's your turn to ask a question, and believe it or not, saying "I don't have any questions" is not the right strategy. But asking a quote unquote dumb question is also not the right strategy. You should be very specific to the questions. You should go into the interview knowing what questions that you want to ask, right? and those questions to be very, very relevant. All right. But the full video, so I'm just giving you a little intro about it, but the full video is inside the Patreon, available for all tiers, dropping tomorrow morning. So I would highly recommend that you check out that video because, and it applies across industries, right? And I'm going to be creating and attaching to that video a Google Doc with a list of different questions that I would ask and that I have asked in interviews, right? And that as someone who interviews people, that I would like asked to me as well. All right. So that's gonna be tomorrow in the Patreon. So if you haven't yet, check out the Patreon. I'm going to put it up right now so you can see. It's all the link is also in the description, pinned to the top of the chat. But I'm also going to put the overlay right now, so you can get the link to the Patreon to check it out, see what's in there. In there, I'm reviewing my own resume, updating it. I'm updating it. I have a video in there. I have a link to my resume that you can use it as a template, and have different strategies about how to use your LinkedIn wisely, all that, right? And then on the higher tiers, there is available one-on-one coaching calls with me. So check it out. Hopefully you can find it beneficial. The goal is to the number one goal is the results to get you to that next level in your career, or if maybe you're transitioning into a new field and maybe you took a boot camp and you're having trouble finding a job, hopefully that the Patreon and myself can help you make that transition a little bit smoother. um, you know I'm like I say, I'm a strategist. I come up with different creative plans that'll help you to take you to the next level. All right. So that's inside the Patreon. So feel free to check it out. All right. If you haven't done so yet, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know that every time that we go live. I want to say thank you to all of our newest subscribers.
I appreciate you.
You guys are awesome. I hope that I can continue to add great value into your life. Not great value. It reminds me of Walmart. Not like the Walmart type of great value, but actual, like, well, Walmart does. Anyways, whatever. I do hope I can add value to your lives in whatever it is that you're doing, whatever whatever job that you're transitioning to, or position that you're trying to transition to, or trying to make it to the next level. I hope that this channel can add great value to you. All right. And I want to say a salute to the tech barbarians. They are always working relentlessly. Yesterday, was on a call with one of them. We were troubleshooting some Python script about they're learning Python for automation purposes, but learning Python as a whole. And we were troubleshooting the calculating the leap year script. So we work in there. All we do is work, and we have fun doing it as well, right? So shout out to I want to say salute to the tech barbarians. You guys are doing amazing jobs. So very, very proud of you guys. All right, let's get into our show schedule. Okay, so our live show schedule is Sunday afternoons at between 2:15. It starts between 2:15 and 2:30 Eastern time. Software explorations. We have been focused on Terraform, but today we're just pivoting a little bit to AWS Secrets, just so we can figure that out a little bit. Tuesday nights we have our Q&A sessions where I either answer your questions in the chat, or I find questions from across the web and we answer those questions. And Thursday nights we have software explorations where we focus on like QA things. Last week we were working on the page object model, implementing that. We're going to continue that this coming Thursday as well. So that's our live streams, our live shows, right? So Sunday afternoons, software explorations. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions. Thursday nights, software explorations, all right? And then let's move on to our pre-recorded content on Monday. So all these shows come out at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at noon. We have Monday's Candid Conversations. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about landing a job with no experience, no background, no education, just real life experience, right? So that is our Candid Conversations on Mondays. And Wednesdays, we have software explorations. I don't think I'm going to get into this week. So last week, we talked about the page object model. This week, we're going to be talking about test automation frameworks, right? And what that consists of, why do we use it, all that, right? And Fridays we have the bug bite, which I believe this Friday we are going to be talking about most likely a T-Mobile breach that happened this year and checking out the severity of it. All right. So Mondays, candid conversations. Wednesdays, software explorations, concept and overviews. Fridays, we have the bug bite where we review different bugs, how they affected the company, how it affected the general public, how it affected their customers, right? And then throughout the week, we also clip up the Q&A show where we drop individual questions because sometimes you might just not be able to sit through a whole 2.5 hour session, right? So that's the plan for, so we're going to clip up those. So check out for those throughout the week as well. All right. And now I also wanted to highlight, I wanted to highlight that a project that I reviewed a few weeks ago, right? And I gave a suggestion to, it was to, so it was a project where it was scraping like ESPN's website to capture the stats and the scores of basketball games, right? And I gave a suggestion like, excuse me, I said your script would be a lot less flaky, and you would be able to get your data a lot easier if you were using like connecting to the APIs instead of navigating to the website and trying to parse the table because at the smallest change you can be losing everything. Like the whole thing can stop working, right? So that the person who created the script, they reached out to me. They wanted to talk about it. So I met with them on Tuesday, and I was able to show them like how to connect to the API and everything like that. And they're going to give it a try. So I just wanted to say like I love to see the effort, but I also appreciate the person for reaching out and asking for like more clarification on it, and then taking it and running with it. That type of innovation and willingness to reach out is very amazing and impressive. So and that's how you continue to push to the next level, right? So shout out to that. All right. Now, so here's the game plan for today, right? Our good friend Stephanie, she completed the rock paper scissors challenge from Chaos Camp. So we are going to give it a quick review to look at the code, see what you did. Maybe I'll import it as well and try to give it a run, see what happens, right? But yeah, like I said, I love to see the effort, the creativeness, the willingness to push yourself further. Um, you know, all of this stuff just helps you continue. It helps you continue to get better. All right. So we're gonna pull the code in, and we're going to take a look at it, see what happens, and try to review it, try to run it, and then we are going to continue with the web UI challenge that we started on Thursday with the stupid shadow root element. Try to figure out how to get into that. I was supposed to do some research on it, didn't get a chance to, so we'll spend the 30 minutes doing that. And then we are going to start investigating the AWS secrets. Once we start doing the AWS secrets, we're going to work for 20 minutes and then we're going to take 5-minute breaks where we will go through the chat and also and or review LinkedIn jobs. I'm going to look for Scrum Master positions as well as cybersecurity. If I have time, I'll look for cybersecurity jobs as well. But we'll see. All right. So before we do any of that,
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
all right. So here we are. Let's do it like all right. All right. Let me pull up the code. All right, let's go. Like, sure, this is working. All right, cool. So, backwards. See. All right, so here we are. So the rock paper. So let's go to the original rock paper scissors challenge, right? Let's go back. So so this is the rock paper scissors challenge, right? All right. So the rock paper scissors challenge, the API testing challenge, right? So you've been provided a rock paper scissors API. Your task is to write a series of tests against this API to ensure its correctness. Along with the basic test, you also need to test if the computer's weapon of choice are indeed random, right? So it gives you the API endpoints, post API play. Your choice is rock, paper, or scissor, and the response payload would be your weapon, the computer's weapon, and who wins, right? So if you both pick rock, then it'll be draw. If one person picks paper, the other person picks scissor, or like if you pick paper and the computer picks scissor, then the computer wins, right? So that is the payload. So here are the test requirements, right? The basic test if the API is up and running. If the API returns a 400 or an invalid weapon of choice, right? So that's, for example, if you choose a tank, right? It's not a choice, so you should get a 400. If the API returns a valid response for each valid weapon, all right? And now the game, so by that is even if you submit to play, it's not about who wins on this test case, but it's more about pretty much are you getting a 200 or are you getting a actual response payload. For the game logic, test if the game logic is correct. When you play rock and the computer plays scissor, you should win. When you play rock and the computer plays paper, the computer should win. When you play rock and the computer plays rock, should be a draw, and so forth. And so for other weapons of choice. And now the randomness test, run the play endpoint multiple times, 100 times, and record the computer's choice each time. Calculate the percentage for each weapon, rock, paper, or scissor. Test if the distribution of each weapon of choice is approximately equal. You can use a tolerance level. For instance, if each distribution is within 30 to 40%, then it can be considered random. Hint, for the basic game logic, you might want to use assertions to ensure that the return values match the expected values. For the randomness test, keep account of each of the computer's choices and then calculate the distribution percentage. And expected deliverables, a test script containing all the tests, a report detailing the outcome of each test, pass or fail. For the randomness test, a distribution percentage of each weapon of choice, and an analysis comment about the randomness based on the results, right? So the evaluation criteria, correctness, all tests should be correct and meaningful. Coverage, the test should cover all the mentioned scenarios. Code quality, test scripts should be well organized, readable, and maintainable. Analysis, the randomness test analysis should be well reasoned. And then how to set it up locally. You can set it up using like to run on your local machine, or you can set it up through Docker. I would always recommend, right, to do it through Docker so you can get some experience using Docker. Like it's good. I would say do it locally as well, but I think that is essential for us to use these technologies whenever we can. So experience building a Docker image and experience running a Docker container. I think, and then how to access that the what's on the Docker container. I think that is invaluable, right? So I would always say, whenever you can, use the Docker route, right? Just so you can get that experience, and that you can also put on your resume, say that you are familiar with Docker. You don't have to be like a Docker expert, but you should be familiar with Docker. So because as part of being a QA engineer, you might need to set up Selenium grids through Docker, things like that. So I think it's very important that you get familiar with Docker, right? Is this one created in? This is created in. So this is why this is cool, right? Don created this challenge in Python, but Stephanie is because it's an application, Stephanie's able to automate the testing of it using Java because that's what she's most familiar with, right? So she's validating API status check. She's doing verified JSON schema. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this in so I can actually open these files, see what's going on here. But look at Mrs. Fancy Pants over here, right? So she's using the TestNG data provider to pass in the weapons as a so if we go down to the bottom, we'll see the data provider down there where she's passing the values this way, right? And the data provider is a way of like using TestNG. It can iterate through. It treats each data each line in the data provider as a test, so that way you can run multiple tests. It'll run the same script multiple times with different sets of test data. Uh, so the so one thing I was thinking about with this, right, is is just looking at the code. Actually, no, she may be right here because if I'm understanding correctly, if the computer is choosing its own thing here, if the okay, so I think I understand why she did the switch statement, right? Because the computer is randomly choosing its weapon, so there might not be a way to actually extract the. I would have wanted to extract each case into its own test, but it might not actually be. Well, I mean, it could be, but I think the reason is in order to calculate the in order to do the calculations of the computers. I'm guessing that's why. I'm guessing that's why it's being done that way. It's not wrong. I'm just just always thinking of ways to make things better. So we'll see. All right. So let's see. So here I have another test: valid response to invalid weapon. So we're saying if you pass weapon of choice 4, which doesn't exist, then you should get a status code of 422. So this is okay. So this is the randomness test. So running it 1,000 times, and she's passing her weapon of choice is rock, and get the computer's weapon. So this is smart, very very smart here. So what she's doing is she has a count for. I don't see where it's defined, but okay, there it goes. It's defined here. Raw count 0, paper count 0, scissor count 0, total play 0. All right. So if the computer chooses, this is very very good. I must say. I wish. Let me send Don a message to so you can see this. Sending Don a message so he can if to see if he's available to come into the chat and see what Stephanie did. All right. Yeah, so what she's saying here is rock count 0, paper count 0, scissor count 0, total play 0, right? And so when you make your choice of rock, and every time the computer, so remember, this is looping 1,000 times, right? Every time the computer chooses rock, it's going to increment the rock count by 1. Every time the computer chooses paper, it's going to increment the paper count by 1. And every time the computer chooses scissor, it's going to increment the scissor count by 1. And at the end of it all, it's going to increment the total plays by 1 to get to that the uh, so total plays 1,000, right? And then there's some algebra going on over here where it's saying the rock ratio is going to be rock count divided by total plays. The paper ratio is going to be the paper count divided by total plays, and the scissor ratio is going to be the scissor count divided by total plays. So then, so total plays is going to be like 1,000. Rock count is going to be about, so it should be around 300-ish, right? To be between that 0.30 and 0.40 range. So if the rock count and the paper, if the rock ratio is between 0.30 and 0.40, and the paper ratio is between 0.30 and 0.40, then the system, so it's then that means the randomness is actually confirmed. And then she's printing out the total rock count, the total paper count, the total scissor count, right? She left out she left out validating the scissor count because the logic is if you were to actually, if these two are actually confirmed, right? If these two are actually confirmed, then this one, then that means the scissor count is also confirmed as well. So it wasn't necessary to add that to it. So and now being as the well organized QA engineer that she is, she's printing out the rock count, the paper count, scissor count, as well as the total plays, and then she's also printing out the ratio as well. So this is very, very nicely done, I must say. I was gonna run it, but then I'd also have to set up the Docker for the rock paper scissors, which I am not ready to do yet. But I think this is very, very well done. The one feedback I gave her, which is not about like this particular challenge, but it was so the code is very clean, right? Like as you can see, I'm able to read through it very well. The only thing about it is that like there's some certain areas that I would like a comment or two just to get a little bit more clarification. Like if I could have gotten a comment like right here to explain what this part was validating, I think I was able to figure it out like after spending some time in it. But I think it would be very valuable to say like, oh, exactly what this code is doing. Like just a little comment right here saying exactly what this code is doing, what this switch statement is doing, and that would have been a little bit more descriptive. And then like maybe a little comment here as well. And what's up, Don? I'm gonna read that in a second. Yeah, very, very nice. Like this is impressive, I must say. All right, so Don is here, the creator of Chaos Cap and of this challenge. So Don says, hello, Don. And Don says, this code is clean. So shout out to you, Stephanie, for your clean code, right?
I appreciate you. We the best.
And Don also says he hates Java and he loves this code. Thank you, Don. I think it's awesome. I think this is very, very nicely done. But I want to add too, right? I think like what we were talking about offline about like these kind of challenges, you see a lot about the mindset of the person who like let's say like talking about for interviews and stuff, right? If this is the challenge for an interview, right? Um, it's like you really get to see into the critical thinking of the person, how they set it up. Like if it's so thorough, right? Knowing Stephanie with her product management background, I can see the thoroughness. But like just looking at how how it touches like these key points, right? She verifies that the API is up and running. She tests if it returns a 400 error code, which she captured that when you send an invalid weapon of choice, and she's verifying that it's a 422 status code. Test if the API returns a valid response for each weapon of choice. She's doing that in there. Um, Checking the schema, all of that. Yeah, like very, very thorough. And this the randomness check was very like that. I think that's what impressed me the most. That randomness check with the mathematical equations to calculate like just the way that she was able to come up with this. And I had no idea she was like I know I had sent it to her like earlier this week. I think I sent it to her on maybe Wednesday, but I had no idea. Like she just surprised me this morning with it, like, oh yeah, by the way, here you go. I'm like, really? And I'm like, oh wow, this is very nicely done. So, like I said, one more time, shout out to Stephanie. Continues to amaze. All right. So very nicely done. All right, we are going to be moving into let's go to we are going to go into the evil, evil, evil shadow root challenges. Cool. So let me get my Docker up and running. Oh yeah, Don, she even threw in a data provider in there. Very nicely done. All right, so we are using this one, this one. Close that out for now. And Don, if you can post the rock paper scissors challenge in the chat, and post the web UI the web automation challenge as well. I think those challenges are so valuable. All right, so we are going to do. All right, let me see here. Go to terminal. All right, let's get this up and running. We gotta clear out some of these. All right, so this was called. What I'm doing is, I'm going to start the container that has the web UI challenge on it up and running, and we are going to go back over here. All right. So the challenge that we're doing, right? Let's go and we're going to put 30, 30 minutes up on the clock, but I'm going to stop it for a second. And so the challenge that we're doing the web automation challenge. We started on Thursday night, and we found out that the secret ingredient was the shadow root, which I call shadow realm selectors or elements or whatever it's called. That is what's causing the issue, right? So what we did last Thursday night, we built the image for the web UI challenge, and then we ran it, and then we accessed it by going to localhost 8080. So I would hide. So I have it right here. I'm just gonna post it in the chat. Try out the Chaos Camp Web Automation Challenge. I'll post it in the chat. Oh god. Paste. All right, cool. So try that out. Highly recommended that you guys try it out. It's going to level you up. All right. So definitely give it a try. Okay. So now, all right. So this is the website, right? For close this out for now. This is the website. What the goal is when you so the repository contains the code for a web UI automation challenge. The challenge is to find a span containing a dynamically generated UUID. Double-click this element and assert that it turns green. These tests must be run with a 100% success rate over multiple runs, right? So when you double-click this right here, this UUID, it's going to turn green, right? So we have to run it like let's say 100 times, and we need to always be able to click on this. The caveat is when you refresh the page, the UUID changes and the element root like changes, right? So if we look at the code using our dev tools, so we have this right here, right? And now if we refresh, the whole thing, like you can't see it yet, but the whole thing changes, and this shadow root thing makes it almost impossible to narrow it down, right? So because like typically I would say, all right, if I can do span here, right? But it's wait, did it? Hold on a second. Oh, I did find it. So if we do div, see now it can't find it. Yep. So like Don says, the nesting is dynamic, right? And that changes, but it's also inside that shadow realm thingy, right? So if we select this, now that I select, I wonder if this work after I select it, right? So let's see. Nope. So we need to find a way to get into here, right? So what I started doing last time, I started investigating the shadow realm. So let's start the timer, and I am going to let's put on some. Put this on. Question, Don. How does the sound? How does the audio sound so far? Oh my god! I have to do this. Hold on. Let's go back to full screen. Let's go back to full screen. Stephanie, you missed the feedback of your rock paper scissors challenge. Terrible. We had so much to say about it. Now you'll never know. And Don, I do not want a hint at all. Stay away. No hints. Let us figure it out. All right. But just joking, Stephanie. We were saying that Don said earlier, right, that he hates Java, but he absolutely adores the code that you wrote. And it was great. Like to be honest, like I was able to read through it and break it down. I understood what you're doing, and I said the most like the my favorite part of the code was your calculations for the ratio, for the randomness ratio. That was amazing, I must say. So, very, very impressive. Very impressive. I wonder who your technical coach is. I need that coach in my life. So, very well done. Very well. Very impressive. Very, very proud of you as always. All right. So, let's get back to this. All right. We are so happy to have Stephanie here. All right. Now, let's get back to it. All right, shadow realm root dev elements dev tools. So this is also a lesson in it's also a lesson in accurately um how to accurately Google search, right? So I'm just searching exactly what I'm looking for, right? So let's see. Well, this one doesn't look promising. There is no way to access them. Great. Um, let's see. Let's see here. So let's look at this, right? To the new. So Stephanie said, awesome. Thank you. It was a fun project. I'm ready for more. Nice. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. And my good buddy Brunel says, keep it up. Thank you so much, Brunel. Appreciate it. All right. So let's read about this introduction to the Shadow DOM. Web Components is a combination of four technologies. And Don, can you also share what the purpose of the Shadow DOM is as well, while we look to figuring out this? While you look to figuring this out, this is Shadow DOM, not Shadow Root. Hmm. Oh yeah, yes, Shadow DOM next for Stephanie. Yep, yep. She's trying to avoid it. Nope, that's next. Let's see. Now let's take an example. So here, we'll focus on the Shadow DOM. Currently, only Chrome and Opera browser supports it. It provides encapsulation for styles, JavaScript templating. Now, one question arises: why would we want to keep some of the code separate from the rest of the page? One reason is that on large sites, for example, if the CS is not carefully organized, then the styling for the navigation can leak into the main. Oh, I see, says the blind man. It's to keep them away. Okay, I got you. Um, Now let's take an example. Mm. Enable. All right, let's see if we have it enabled. Yes, we do. If we're able to access it. Don says, I personally think that shadow dogs are created to mess with automation engineers. I see no value or purpose in that selector. I like what you're saying. All right. So if we do, all right. So let's say Selenium selecting shadow DOM. I would think what I would think, but let's see. I think we're back. We are back. Yes. Whew, that was a close call. I caught the internet dropping and I was able to stop the stream and start again. I have to keep an eye out for that because I do not want what happened last week to happen again this week. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see here. So we try to find the shadow DOM element. Actually, let me turn this on. All right, let's see. Okay, so using Selenium's get shadow DOM method. What is this? What is this? So let's see. Let's put our music back on now. All right, let's see what we got going on. So we have shadow. I'm just looking at their code. So this is a shadow. I can't get into it. So it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't get it. No such element. All right. So here. That okay, we don't need all this code. So if we look over here, shadow host. So is there an ID in here? So looking at the HTML, shadow host. Okay, so if we look at this code right here, we would have and would have root here, and then they say get the shadow contact. Get driver find element by shadow host. The first element that we'll be locating is shadow host, so we can use root as the first element. And then it says search context shadow root, get shadow root, string text find. The only thing is there's multiple nested shadow groups, right? So, all right, let's open up our PyCharm. I already have it open. Alright. Alright, so What I have here, this is what we're going to be validating at the end of the day, right? However, we need to get through the shadow root. So if I'm looking at, I'm gonna comment this out. Right? We're going to the local host, and we're going to say that according to the website we're using, we're going to say that shadow equals driver dot element by ID of root, right? So looking for ID of root, right? And then we want to do here root. Let's see if this works in Python, because this code is in Java. So let's say shadow post. We are using the latest version of Java. So yeah. We're using the latest version of Python. Oh, look at that. So what I'm thinking then is looping through. So let's try this, right? So let's go with so here. All right, so we have our root, and we're going to say shadow root. Let's see if we can get the first shadow, right? So we're gonna say driver execute script return arguments 0 dot shadow root and shadow, right? Just curious what that's going to bring to us, and then probably just loop through them. I don't know. We'll see. So the first one is going to be and let's just print out shadow. And shout out to my tech barbarian David, who is pushing through with his Python courses. I saw him using F strings yesterday, and I was like blown away. I'm like, oh, good job, dude! Very, very good job. All right, so now let's run it real quick. See what happens. Always confusing languages. All right, here we go. All right, so where did this go? This fell all the way in here, so that's cool. So we were able to get through here. Okay. Cool. Let's see. I think looking at the code for the HTML code. Vector. Trying to see if I can. Oh, cool. So we got something, right? So by being like right at the level, right under it, I got something to print out. So it still fills here, which is fine. All right. See, done. Making progress. Making progress. Let me see what this is. Okay. I'm using this right now. So I want to see what's inside the, like, what's going to be inside the div. But generally I don't use the tag name ever. Let's keep looking. Let's keep going. So I know that. So I know this is generating me something. So that's good. So we're gonna go over here. So I'm looking at the code again. So now, I wonder if I take off this right here. Do I even need this? Let's see what happens. Just curious. Just want to see if just the div is going to find it. If it does, then we're in good shape. If it doesn't, then we are going to need. We're going to need that. All right, cool. So let's see what this does. I think I know. Well, no. Okay. So what's happening is this. So you need to get it right before the shadow, right? But okay, so what we can do is we could do so. Right. So here's our scenario, right? The shadow root position changes randomly on each refresh, right? To the shadow root post has to be right on top of the shadow element. We need to find a way to get right on top of the shadow root dynamic. Do that. So I would say, which we're not going to finish this today, but I think it's going to give us a good headway into next time, because I would say we could do a loop that tries this code right here, and if that doesn't work, we add another div until we get we don't get a none, right? So it would be loop to add hashtag to add the div to the selector path until the shadow root value does not equal none, right? And then once that happens, then we're going to do another loop. So once above is satisfied, start another loop to add divs until the next shadow root does not equal none. And do that on each check. Test if the UUID selector or test if the span exists, and if not, keep looping until we get to the span. So I think that's the game plan, right? We need to continue adding a div to this. Adding a div to this right here. Now the question is, how are we going to do that? I think that'll be a mystery next time. But because in the Stack Overflow, it shows like if it was like if it wasn't dynamic, it shows how to easily get to it, right? But being that it's dynamic, we need to being that it's dynamic, we're going to have to thing is dynamic. We're gonna have to loop in there to find it. So we would say, hey, let's see what I did this here. And I say, I'd probably say tag name. Let's say that's going to be I'm gonna end this. I'm just thinking about the formula real quick. So wow. Just a wow. Shadow root is equal. Wow, shadow root none. Wow, shadow root. Shadow root is I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna run it real quick and we'll see what happens. But if that does work, then I have an idea of how to finish the rest of the challenge. I'm not sure if it's going to add. Python. Oh, that's why. Ah, I'm an idiot. That's why. Okay, let's try that. Would you look at that? I got. So let's go this one. So let's run it again, see if we're gonna get it again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, how you like that, Don? How you like that? I got to the first level. Level 1 completed. Still some more to go, but I think next time we'll be able to figure it out, right? Because all I'm gonna do is loop it again. I'm just gonna loop it again. Oh, you want me to do it now? All right, cool. I'll try it now. Give me a second. Dawn. Right. Right, and we have that, and now I need to change the shadow. So here. we can get this layer, then we will know. We'll know that our strategy is correct, and we can finish this up later. All right, cool. So let's give it another. Let's see what happens. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Always thinking about Java. All right, okay, scroll up a bit. None. Let's say shadow level 2. This one. Level 1. Oh yeah, this here. Here. I want to make sure. So what I'm doing here, I just want to make sure that it's being set to none. Resetting. All right, let's make sure that. Okay, so it is reset. Cool. So now we get to level 2. And we are still filling all the way over here. Cool. So now it looks like what we can do is element remove these two, right? Watch. Ready selector is none. I want to start this one right. Let's see what happens. Oh. So Well, that was not smart. Can't put it. Okay, no, I can't do that. I need to. That was. All right, I have an idea, but we're gonna leave it as that for now, all right? Because we have real work. Oh, not saying your little challenges aren't real work, Don, but you know what I mean. We have work to do, so we're gonna leave it as that. But I have a good idea on how to get to it. I have a good idea on how we're gonna get to it, right? The UID selector thing I was thinking about, I didn't think about it thoroughly, so we're gonna come back to that. But I know what to do. I need to use this. Well, not exactly this one, but I know what to do. So let's run it one more time so we can see that Don is not defeating us today. All right. Way more progress than we did last time. We are getting into level 2. All right. So now we just have to loop to get to level 3, 4, and 5, and we will be good to go. All right. So, no, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. I'm loving the challenge actually. I need to get the soundbite for "Are you not entertained?" Are you not entertained? Let me see if I can.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I like that one. I like that one. All right. So, Stephanie said, just waiting for him to start teaching me Python, referring to Mr. David. I think he'll be a great teacher as well. Don says, yes, Cypress, Playwright, Puppeteer are great to deal with modern web artifacts. And Don says, are you enjoying the challenge? I am enjoying the challenge. I think that it's a great challenge actually. Has me, but I think I figured you out though. I think I figured you out. Right? And Stephanie says, LBJ's favorite movie. Thank you very much for that information. Not crazy about LeBron because he left us down here in Miami. So it is what it is. I'm not bitter or anything. I'm just happy he lost all his hair. Anyways, let's keep going. All right, let's get into the AWS Secrets Manager. Don, are you familiar with AWS Secrets Manager? Have you used it by any chance? All right. Let's go to. Let me log into my AWS account. I'm gonna need my phone. We'll be right back. And I'm gonna shut down Docker as well. I am back. By the way, Don, how is the sound? Stephanie, how is the sound compared to previous streams? Does it sound good? Does it sound clear? You like it better the other way? Let me know. All right. Let's log in to AWS. So that means it's good then, because if you don't notice a difference. So previously I was connecting this microphone with a USB cable directly to the computer. Now it's being plugged to some interface that I'm able to do different stuff with it. There's a button here that I can use to mute, and there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm not familiar with yet. So, still learning it. Apparently, I can change my voice, but let's see what happens.
Hi, Stephanie. How does that sound?
I think it should be back to normal. Let me know if it's back to normal. Let's see. Yep, I don't know. It'll be back to normal. I can quickly change between the voices when I have to read a script, right? Alright. Okay, so I am logged into AWS. And, right, so we are Secrets Manager. Mm, so you can store database credentials or any other type of 40 cents per secret per month, 5 cents per 8 for 1,000 API. Ooh, to buy 10, for 10,000 API. So let's say we have 10 secrets stored. That would be $4 per month. Or no, because no, you can have just one secret, but it's in one file. Just think this right. So
I think I'm gonna have to hardwire this internet connection because trying to catch it when it's about to drop and trying to get it to come back up, it is a mess. But we are good right now. So let's keep going. All right. So, like I was saying, AWS Secrets Manager. Yeah, it's getting really annoying. So I'm going to have to do some type of cable splitting over here. It's going to be super annoying to do, but figure it out when the time comes. Yeah. All right. Cool. So we're good for now. All right. That was a close call because you have a certain amount of time to get the stream back up before YouTube completely cuts it off. But we're up. So that's good. And my voice should be back to normal, right? All right. So yeah, we're saying so benefits and features: rotate safely, secrets safely, manage access with defined grain permissions, secure and audit secrets centrally, pay as you go. All right, cool. So let's get started before we get cut off again. So we want say other type of secret, and let's say we want I want a key value pair of so we'll say let's say key value of Stephanie, and we're gonna go with the pair up is awesome. Now let's say Dawn. What do you say about Dawn? Dawn is a genius. All right, let's go with that. And then encryption, AWS. Let's leave it as that, I guess. Get familiar with it. And secret name. Let's say we're going to say testing out testing out testing plus for 20 seconds.
It's time to duel!
Testing out secrets. All right, and add or edit resource to access. Let's leave it as that for now, right? Configure. So we're gonna leave automatic rotation off so that it doesn't get updated. All right. Now let's go to Python. And so this is the code to get into Python, and yeah, let's give it a try. So let me set up Python to say close project. All right, that one coming over there. Okay, so let's go here, new project, AWS Secrets. All right, so let's go to here. And this internet thing is totally a Wi-Fi thing because if I do a speed test that's connected directly to the internet, it's going to be like super fast. But I think the location and everything makes it tricky to. So I think what Don suggested, hardwiring it, is going to be the best thing to do. right, so here, and we are going. So I created a new project, AWS Secrets live stream, and we're going to call this. We're going to call this secrets sampling. I'm gonna call it Shadow Realm. Yeah, I have a mesh. I have a Google Mesh, and I moved I moved the I moved the mesh like right outside the door over here, but and like it's like everything else though works fine, but only when I'm using like when I'm live streaming with the software, it drops and comes back. So I'm trying to. So I think I'm gonna have to. What I could probably do is like, I know though the cable passes like right above me somewhere. I'll probably like split it and add another. Maybe add the modem over here or something like that. I don't know. Figure it out. I wonder if you can have two. Can you have two modems, Don? All right. So here we are. Now I'm gonna copy over this code from here. So we need to install Photo 3. Mm. And no, and then like you might have not caught this part down, but I said because typically we've been doing Terraform on Sundays, but what I wanted because I needed to do like the secrets manager for a project that I'm going to be working on. Um, but when I like once I figure out how to do the secrets thing, I'm also going to want to do it with to terraform it so that you don't need to like do it manually and we can just terraform the whole thing. So that'd be cool as well. Let's see here. So here we are. We have our Boto 3. Let's just do a print secret. Cool. I'm gonna give it a try. All right. So let's just run secret. Get secret. Decrypts the secret using the associated key. All right. Let's see. Secrets manager. Testing out secrets manager. The secret name. Get secret value response. I don't know. Let me just run it. I think I'm gonna need to update this, but or let's just run it. See what happens. Well, nothing. So let's say secret F. See what happens. It's not even getting there. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, that's why. Haha. All right, let's just do a return then. Return secret. Uh. All right, so let's do. Uh, yeah. Secret. Print. F. F. Secret. All right, let's see what happens with this. So it says when calling get secret hour secrets can't find the specified secret. Okay, so I think what we need to do here is say Stephanie. Decrypts the secret using this. All right, so now let's look at over here. So right now I'm looking at the AWS stuff to see what we're doing. Oh wait, I gotta click store. Haha. All right. So now we go back. It says you have successfully stored. To show it in the list, choose refresh. So it was never saved in the first place. All right. So now let's see what happens if we. Let's see. So first, I'm gonna change the Stephanie back to what it was before. Should probably still not find anything. Oh wait, look at that! It did find something. Why does secret Stephanie is awesome? Get secret value response. Let me see if I change this to Stephanie. Yeah, I just did. When I didn't see the part just that said store at the bottom of the page, so but it's there now. Checking. So here, Stephanie. So secret string. That is interesting. Okay, cool. So we got that part done. So if I go here and I go with Stephanie, and then we do this again with Dawn. Oops, not done, but Dawn. Run it again. And this is okay. So if I say, let's play around with this real quick. So this was pretty easy to get to this point. Um, I feel there's a catch to it because I feel this was too easy. What's the catch? I don't. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just all right. So if I go here I could say say go here 46. What's a string? Okay. All right. Okay. So I could do import. Okay. that anymore. Mm. Look at that. I like it. And we could also say for secret and secrets, or get secrets, get secret, print secret. Mm. And then we can say and we could do secret dot value. Is that how it goes? I don't remember. I never remember this stuff. But let's see. The value part didn't work. Let me look it up real quick. Python dictionary values. Dot get. Dot get. Let's see. Hmm. Secret. Okay. Print. When you use things all the time, it is so hard to how to print a dictionary key. All right. So. Oh. Stupid. So we say secret. The secret is the. Alright, so if I do that, it's probably gonna just print out their name twice. So I just want to do the okay. So for secret, value. This works. Just playing around. Cool. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. Huh. I'm onto something. So now, if you load this dictionary of passwords, you can totally. It's interesting. Well, I think I figured out what I needed to figure out with the secrets thing. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So pretty much you in Python, you would pull it in here and then Python or JavaScript, whatever it is that you're using, to be honest. And then we would say, so then it gets it as a, so I'm converting it to a dictionary here because I didn't want it as a string, and then I can play around with it to do whatever I wanted here, right? Let's see here. Huh. Okay. This is good. This is going to help me a lot on my project, and that means I can get back to Terraform next week. So here. All right, cool. So, cool. Let's see here. So now I'm gonna go back to AWS, and I'm going to add another. Let's see, can we edit this secret? Let's see. Oh. Oh, so maybe that encryption thing for Secrets Manager was what was maybe that's what the secret string was. I don't know. Let's see. But let's see. Edit encryption key. So when you can encrypt using KMS keys that Secret Manager creates or customer managed keys that you create, you can change the encryption key for your secret. Secret Manager creates a new version of the secret and encrypts it with the key. Make sure that the application using the secret has permission to decrypt the secrets with the new key. All right. So pretty much the way the project is going to go is we're going to get it to work as basic as possible, and then we will iterate on it to see what happens.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Cool. Lunch break. So I am going to set 5 minutes. And we're going to look through the chat, and we are going to do a search. All right, cool. So let's put our 5 minutes up. And has great connection speed right now. All right. Don says you can have 2 internet connections, and some routers allow you to shotgun both connections. Don says, funny, the word Boto in Hawaii means something not safe for work. All right. And did you already create the secret? Yeah, I had forgot to click done or store on that. So once I saw that, I did that, and then I was able to get the secrets inside of the PyCharm. And so you saw what happened. Needs to set. So that's probably when I was trying to troubleshoot. So all good. All right, I want to go on LinkedIn. Don't have that. All right, let's see if I can do this. I want to search for 2 jobs real quick. I want to search for cyber jobs and for Scrum Master jobs, right? So So I'm gonna start with Scrum Master, right? But the reason I want to search for cyber jobs is because I always hear, oh, cybersecurity is where it's at. Cybersecurity is where it's at. But I don't know what the job titles are for cybersecurity. And somebody shared a list of a bunch of different cybersecurity jobs, the jobs that fall under cybersecurity. And I wanted to do a little bit of research in them, right? But first, we're gonna do Scrum Master in Miami. And we are Scrum Master. And when searching for Scrum Master jobs, they'll probably also fall under like product management, right? Um, because you're not always going to find exactly like Scrum Master. But let's see. So project manager. Does he have anything about Scrum down here? 7 years of experience. Yeesh. And let's see, do they? This is not Scrum Master apparently. Let's keep going. Project manager. PMP certification and assets, CTS. That's interesting. You search for Scrum Master and you don't even get Scrum Master positions. Imagine that. Sometimes I wonder about LinkedIn. So let's say IT. Let's say put together. Let's expand search to Florida. Technical project manager. 6 years of experience. Let's change this to entry level. Cloud project engineer. Let's see here. They don't. I don't know. It's like Scrum Master jobs are so tricky, right? Because you get certified in it and everything, right? But then, like, actually finding where it says Scrum Master or requiring the certification, I don't know if I'm looking incorrectly or what. But let's see. Scrum Master right here, right? Like this is a terrible job description. This like those contract companies. So weird.
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
But if I was to search for product manager or product owner, then you'd find a bunch of jobs under that. But you, like everything when you search for for Scrum, it's under project manager. But then it doesn't say anything about CSO. No CSO or CSM. CSM doesn't have any CSM certification. Scrum. See, that's so weird. But this Scrum Master here, I bet if I was to take it out of Florida, I'd find a bunch of stuff. Salary range. Yeah. So responsibilities for Scrum Master, 4 to 5 years of experience. And I'm filtering for entry level. Like you always see, like we filter for entry level. I blame the boot camps and stuff for this. Hmm. And then the like when you search for Scrum Master and these project manager jobs aren't even related. Let's go to Glassdoor actually. Go to Glassdoor. We have some time. All right, so let's do Scrum Master, Miami, Florida. All right, this is more like it. So Bank United, Scrum Master, hybrid or remote. What is the 3 to 4 years of experience of product or project development experience utilizing agile framework, at least 2 years experience in traditional management, project management, 65K to 96K. No. So Paradigm Senior Services, 80K to 126K. Hybrid or remote, headquartered in North Miami. Uh, Lead daily Scrum meetings, planning, sprint reviews, retros, meetings, while ensuring team follows agile principles and practices. Got your CSM. They don't say any particular. They don't say any particular amount of experience that you need, like no time frame at least. So I would say for entry level people, they should definitely apply for this one if you're in the location. Nice. Very nice. Let's see what else. Let's look for one more. About this one. So this is a healthcare company. We specialize in solutions that automate the scheduling process for physicians and nurses. Let's see. Is there a job description on this? Right, job description is in search for experienced and skilled Scrum Master or OKR coordinator, proficient in both English and Russian. That's interesting. Didn't see that coming. Curveball. Let's see here. Mandatory fluency in both English and Russian. So they need a Russian Scrum Master. Is this a remote position? I don't know if this is remote, but they need a Russian Scrum Master for a company in Miami. Okay, cool. Cool. So, product analyst. Let's check this. Let's see what's the for that price. You probably need a lot of experience for this one. Let me see. So apparently, LinkedIn is not the best place to search for Scrum Master positions, but Glassdoor is pretty good. Not bad at it. That's not right. Cool. Well, oh, good search. Let's get back to testing out our secrets. Okie dokie. So let's put what time is it? Yeah, put another 20 minutes up, and then we'll wrap it up after that.
Let's go!
All right. So what I want to see here is, what if I wanted to add more secrets to it? Let's see. Retrieve and view the secret value. I don't know what that means. Let's see what that means. Okay. So if I want to edit and I want to add, what's plain text? Okay, cool. So we can add, what should I add? Let's say, man, where are you? All right. With that, save. Usually that's called the CEO. Maybe you can become the CEO for Chaos Camp, and then we can start a podcast, and then you can go and um, meet with potential clients, make deals so that they can use Chaos Camp to for their interview practices, and then you can do it on the golf course, and it can be also written off as a business expense. There's only one problem with this, Don, with this idea. Do you know what the problem is? There might be some latency, so I will wait to hear your response before I tell you what the problem is. And Stephanie would have the same exact problem as well. So we have this here. Let's go to this screen and let's run it. Let's see by running it again if Randy's secret gets added to the list. Boom! Look at that. Randy is added to the list. Nice. Very, very nice. So let's say that let's put this in a use case, right? So let's say you are storing your passwords in the AWS Secrets Manager, right? And you let's say you're using it for like production, um, development environment, and particular branch. I don't know. We're just spitballing here, right? Um, so let's install Selenium real quick. I wanna try the Selenium manager as well. Let's, we got some time. Let's because I'm pretty much done with the AWS Secrets Manager for now. Because now when I actually start on the project to integrate it, we'll see what happens, what complications that we run into. But being able to get this far, knowing exactly how it works, I think that is a good deal. So this is gonna be great, right? So what we're gonna do is Python packages. I'm gonna do Selenium, and we're gonna install Selenium. Do that. Don says the model does not work well for the money. The professional service refactoring team would be way more profitable. The other problem is you don't like people, so yeah, that's not gonna work out too well. Stephanie also doesn't like people, so that's also not gonna work out too well. We can't have her be the face of the company. Don, have you tried out the Selenium manager yet? So let's say we have Selenium installed, and we do so. Get some quick startup code for Selenium. So here, getting started. Write your first Selenium script, Python. So we're gonna do. Let's say we close this right here, and we're gonna do that. And where's my import statements? So from Selenium import web driver. I want to give it a try as well. I haven't had a chance to try out the Selenium manager yet. All right. So let's see. Driver dot get. Let me see a website that I can log into easily. website that you can easily. There's some website that these people use. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but let's say we just go to. Let's say we go to just do ASOS.com. And so I'm gonna just use ASOS for now. And I'm gonna go directly to their login page. If I do this, right? And I was to do driver dot find element. Find element. I gotta import the buy as well. And I never remember where the buy is located. Oh my god. Setting up in I don't know. Maybe I'm not as familiar with maybe I'm not familiar with Python yet to memorize the location of the location of well, I guess I remembered it this time, but the location of where the libraries are. So name username send keys, and now we should be able to do get secret, and we would say that's the user. So all right, so this would be the password though. But let's say the username is oops. So let's say Stephanie at world.com. That's actually her email address, so feel free to email her there. Driver dot find element by name. Guessing it's gonna be password dot send keys, and if we do that, that should actually let's run it, see what happens. I didn't set up the WebDriver manager, but it's still opened up, so cool. All right, let's see. We go here. It should put the look at that. It put a password in there. So in this instance, we are storing our password in AWS, right? And we're calling it into our script here. Now, depending on how often you run your script, every API call, it can get costly, but you could probably strategically. So let's say you wanted to use AWS Manager, right, to manage your passwords for your tests, right, or manage some type of data, whatever type of data, actually, right, for your test, right. It's what's the cost again? Let's go find out the cost. Mm, I guess it's not here anymore. So 5 cents per 10,000 API calls. So an API call would be every time the request is made, unless there's a built-in caching thing. If not, though, if not, maybe you could like to reduce costs, right? I mean, 10,000 API calls is a lot, so I don't think it's gonna be that much money. Um, and I wonder how the secret is calculated. Is the secret okay? So this is the secret, right? So this would be 40 cents, right? So this is 40 cents, and um, 10,000. So every 10,000 times this would be executed, that would be 5 cents, which isn't too bad actually. But if you wanted to like reduce costs, anyways, maybe you have a lot of tests that are running on a daily basis. You could probably at the beginning of each test run, in like a before all test run, or before class, before test, depending on which language you're using, you could probably do a you could probably cache it, store it locally, and then use it that way, like in a temp file, or a temp file or something, and then use it in your script, and then clear it out once it's done. And that way, it wouldn't be making repetitive. So you'd have like one API call, and then in your test, it'll be referencing to that cache. Yeah, I think that's probably like, yeah. If cost was a factor, then yeah, um, yeah, yeah, store like Don is saying, right? Um, where's my mouse? So pretty much cache it in memory, right? That's what I would do. And probably at the beginning of like each each launch. So let's say, because like you're not going to run a suite 10,000 times in a month, maybe. I mean, maybe, but even if you run it 20,000 times, right? It's only 20 cents at the end of, or it's only 10 cents at the end of the day. Um, but you don't want it to run like multiple times in each test. That's the part that you don't want, right? You want to be able to capture it by doing it one time per suite. I think would be the best way, because during that time the passwords aren't going to be changing and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think that would be a good strategy. So pretty much you make the call in the beginning, like let's say you're doing using Python, right? Or you do like a fixture to, before anything runs, you execute retrieving the secrets, you store it in memory, and then whatever is using those secrets in your test, you make a call to where you're storing it in memory to do whatever it's doing. Um, and I'll probably like on the fixture that runs before the actual test run, I'd probably add some like validation that makes sure that the secrets are actually retrieved before actually executing the test. Because if the secrets aren't retrieved, then the tests aren't going to run because the passwords won't be available, right? So um, so then I would say, all right, run it at the very beginning. Make sure that the secrets are retrieved from Amazon. And once that is done, now execute the test and call the wherever you need the secrets from. Call it from inside, from in memory, and then you would have you'd have your secrets from AWS cached in memory as needed. And that would just run before each execution, not during each test or multiple times in a test, which would keep the cost very, very low, right? So if you have like one, so you have one secret, and like that could end up costing you like 45 cents a month, 50 cents a month, something to that extent. It's not expensive at all. So yeah, so I'm going to be working on this project to migrate these passwords from having these passwords like where you it's a mess how you have to manage them, and then you're always losing them and everything like that from this file. So I'm going to be working on that project and see how we can get this going. So yeah, cool. So anyways, let me see what this. Wanted to take a quick look at this Selenium Manager thing. It's a CLI interface developed in Rust. I'm already feeling some kind of way about this. I'll read up on this later. I just already seeing the way that it's set up. Yeah, I agree with that. Because you don't want to you don't want your test to repetitively be making API calls and stuff like that. So it is what it is. All right. Uh, cool. All right. Let's do this. Let me do a quick search on. I'll do a quick search for these security jobs, cybersecurity jobs, security analyst. Let's see what we come up with. All right. And I'm just gonna do a whole United States search. Well, yeah, I'll just do a whole United States search. And we can stop the timer because after this, we are going to wrap it up for today. All right, so let's see. Cybersecurity fusion analyst. Let's see. Bachelor's degree with 8 to 12 years of applicable combined education and experience. Sheesh. Experience with the ISA and the Department of Defense networks. Top secret. So, because I see a lot of people like, oh, I want to transition into cybersecurity. I want to transition into cybersecurity. I have no background, no experience, anything like that. I would say, like, other than like taking a pretty like introductory cybersecurity course, I would also say go look up the job descriptions of what it takes to be a cybersecurity person, right? Um, you know, I'm sure this position probably pays a lot of money, but in order to like, are you able to pass this, right? Are you able to get top secret clearance, and pass a polygraph test? All right, let's see what else they have. Cybersecurity analyst mid level. Uh, all right, so active TS security clearance and eligible for SCI and NATO read on prior to starting for work. Meets the DoD requirements for privileged user. Bachelor's degree, 5 years experience as a cybersecurity analyst. Yep. Yeah, like I always do the research, right? Let's see. What else? What is Let's see. Active DoD TSCSI clearance and eligible for polygraph, bachelor's degree in related, and 4 years of experience. Mm-hmm. Like it's not a 6-month boot camp. I'll tell you that. Um, let's go. A week in the life of cybersecurity analyst. Conduct program office security control assessments and technical reviews of system integrators. Bachelor's degree in science, degree in cybersecurity. Bachelor's of science degree in cybersecurity information. Don says, I have had top secret for a company. Funny, by the time you get the data you needed clearance for, you're like, I could have Googled this info. Probably. All right, let's see. Associate cybersecurity threat analyst, cybersecurity business analyst, 2 years of prior work experience in project management and business analysis, technical risk management, 60 to 70K, experience with legal regulatory compliance. This one's interesting. Cybersecurity analyst for Fisker Inc. Let's see. 5 years, 78K to 128K. Anyways, that is interesting. I have a whole list of. Let's just do a quick look on another one real quick. Let's say crypt. This one sounds like it makes a lot of money. Cryptographer. What the hell is that? Cryptographer? Software defined radio engineer. Junior performance. I don't even know what that means. Missile warning communications and messaging. C++ software engineer. Boulder, Colorado. Send this to my cousin. But she doesn't do C++. Penetration tester. Top secret clearance required. ATM tester. I don't know. This cryptographer thing. I don't see any jobs with associate security tester. This one looks kind of interesting. Must be eligible for government security clearance. So here's what I'm seeing, right? I am not familiar with the cybersecurity field, but looking for cybersecurity jobs, almost everyone that we came across said you're gonna have to get some type of clearance, government clearances. So there's probably some that are more in the private realm and stuff, but the ones that we've been coming across, a lot of maybe because they're like a lot of them are in Virginia and in Maryland areas and stuff like that. But very, very interesting. Anyways, is what it is. So that is our show for today. We are going to wrap it up. I want to thank Don and Stephanie for being here. I had a great time, and I'm so happy that we were able to figure out this Secrets Manager. I think maybe next week I will look into I don't know, maybe next week I'll look into like the Terraform part of it. We'll see. Don says did a lot of penetration testing when I was single and went clubbing. Sorry, not appropriate. I'm sure you did, Don. I am sure you did. I did not want to go there when I when I when I read the position. I'm like, oh god, Don's gonna have a field day with this one. But I gotta go. Got things to do. Happy we were able to figure this out. If you haven't done so yet, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Patreon. Like I said, tomorrow morning I am going to be releasing the questions that you should ask during an interview that will make you stand out as a well, it'll make you stand out in the interview process, right? How to be memorable in your interviews, and that's part of that is also asking amazing questions that captivates your audience. The audience are your interviewers, right? Make them remember you, make them want to talk to you again and want to work with you, all right? But that's it for today. Thank you so much. I am happy we were able to get through this. I'm happy that that we didn't get cut off. But yeah, so I will talk to you again next time. See you guys on Tuesday. But look out for the Candid Conversations video tomorrow, dropping at noon. All right, where we're going to be talking about how you can land a job with no experience, no background in the field, and no education in the field. Right? How can you do that? Right? So check it out then. But until next time, you guys have a good rest of your Sunday.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bound before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. Let's believe our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price and pain the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.